Greetings, brothers and sisters. Hello, friends. Welcome to another video of mine. And I just want to make it clear that you should be ever so careful of what you expose yourself to. You should be careful. You should be careful on what you introduce to yourself. I'm reading this book called Dopamine Nation, and I encourage you all to read it. It's about how addiction happens, and it's about our brains. And the more that you expose yourself to something, the more likelihood for addiction. I'm gonna sit here. The more likely for addiction. And it's said in this book that ever since the cigarette roller was invented and more cigarettes could be rolled, millions and millions of more people have been smoking cigarettes. The fact that cigarettes are even available in a store for you to buy makes it more prone for addiction, makes more people likely to be addicted. So the more that you expose yourself to something, you might say, hey, maybe I can try the cigarettes and it'd be all right. But what you're doing is you're introducing yourself to that taste. It might feel good afterwards, and your brain is wired to notice that dopamine hit. And all of a sudden, you feel drawn back towards that because it was a feel good in the short term, but it ends. God's love is everlasting. His peace is beyond the scope of explaining. So if you continue to expose yourself to anything, any sin, you may be more likely to run back to your vomit. You might think, oh, I'm gonna watch this website one time, and it'll be alright. And all of a sudden, you're doing it the next day, and you're doing it the next day. You don't want to develop a taste for something. You don't want to smoke pot and then say, oh, that felt good. Because then your brain is wired to want that again. That's the enemy. That's the enemy wanting us to run back to our vomit. So don't even expose yourself to it in the first place. And if you feel that temptation, just like in James chapter 1, temptation is a test. And if we deny temptation, we grow stronger in our faith. It's a test of our faith. So stay strong. Take temptation as a test. Don't take temptation as a direction for you to go. Take temptation and say, I have a chance to strengthen my faith. And I have a chance to get closer to God through this temptation. The fact that you even recognize it as a temptation in the first place speaks volumes. So recognize it as a temptation. Just like the more you reach your hand in that bag and eat some sour gummy worms, the more you're gonna want, because they taste good. But they're not good for you. That's where discipline comes in. You have to be disciplined, and the more closer you draw to God, it won't take as much discipline and as much resistance on your side. It'll be like, man, I don't even want to go that route anymore. I don't even want a gummy worm because I know how dangerous it can be, how it can destroy my life. So, I thought these were some words that you guys might be interested in hearing on this Friday. Afternoon / getting towards evening. It makes you think, when exactly does it turn from afternoon to evening? I'd say like maybe 5 o'clock is evening. Some people that might be 4 o'clock. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some grocery shopping in, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I got a few more things to say about this subject matter. Just don't even open that door in the first place. Don't even introduce yourself to chasing pleasure from the external world, which we've all probably introduced ourselves to this already. But take steps to eliminate that. Take steps to take control. You don't want to be driven by desire, carnal desire. You don't want to be driven by sex. You don't want to be driven by food. You don't want to be driven by drugs. You don't want these things to be your source of happiness, because they can't be. It's artificial happiness. It's a high. It's a chemical in your brain, and then all of a sudden it goes back down. Your dopamine level goes back down, and guess what? You need more of that substance. You need more of whatever to get you back above to where you were. So all of a sudden you can't be happy with the mundane things in life. All of a sudden you can't lay back and look at the stars and enjoy that, because you are so hardwired in your brain. You messed up so much to where you feel like you need something to be happy. Well, you don't need anything besides the Lord. He gives us true joy, natural joy, supernatural peace. When you open that door and you introduce yourself to pleasure, you're introducing yourself to a completely different world. You are driving yourself on sin. Oh, quit consuming with your mind. Depart from that way of life and accept Christ. And then you can build. Find peace. Well, that's about all I have. And I hope you guys enjoyed.